everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds. And today Mary has a special treat for us. She listened to her favorite series.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Yes.
I've never listened to the audiobook before, and it's been on my to-do list for a while. And I'm so excited I did it. And Joe's not somebody to reread. Like, I don't know if you've reread anything, right?
I don't know.
So, this is
Not really.
a form of rereading, because I've read the books with my eyes multiple times, and here now I just wanted to have the experience of listening to them and see what it was like. And I was curious, when you listen to something like that and it's repetitive, you could probably zone out, because you know the story, and was I going to enjoy it, I was totally engaged, guys.
You cried.
I cried, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I would cry more if I was reading the book. That I'm pretty sure of. But during the end of book 6, I was at a stoplight, and I was like, oh no, it's coming now, and I'm in the car. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how many times have you reread the series?
At least 3 times. Maybe some of the books have been 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've read them out loud, one full time out loud, and the other times were to myself.
Okay.
So for listening, I listened to the Jim Dale audiobooks, because that was the one that a lot of people were recommending.
Okay.
And when I looked into it, I didn't know the difference. It's him, and then there's Stephen Fry. And I didn't realize Jim Dale is the one that does the American versions.
Okay.
And then Stephen Fry does the UK versions of the books. So, but people in general are like, Jim Dale, he's the way to go. And so after I was done with all the Jim Dale, I was like, well, now I want to know about Stephen Fry. I have this completion need of all the information of Harry Potter,
Right. Right.
So I did also listen to the first one, The Philosopher's Stone, by Stephen Fry. And I've never read The Philosopher's Stone, so I was excited to see its very minimal differences, but you notice them if you're somebody that's read them as many times as I have. So it was fun to have the comparison. So Jim Dale, the one that narrated for the American version.
Is he American?
I mean, he sounds British.
Okay, he did the British.
He sounded British through the whole thing to me. Is he
was.
American? I have no idea.
I don't know. Who is he?
I mean, do you want to Google it a minute? Oh,
Yeah, do you have your phone?
Hey Siri, who is Jim Dale?
Jim Dale is an English
Yeah, what was he in? Oh, Pete's
Dragon.
Dragon.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't remember Pete's Dragon. Did you ever watch that?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
people know him from that. I'm clueless. Okay, so he was fun to listen to. He's a little bit more theatrical in the way that he reads. There's more intensity and whatnot.
Okay.
So I felt it was like when you're watching the Harry Potter movies, it's darker and it's tense. So that I felt through his reading.
Okay.
And as far as people say he does a really good job of all the different voices.
I'm just going to say, how did he handle all this?
No,
No.
So we just had a reading experience with an amazing audiobook narrator, January. What's her last name?
Lavoie?
She was amazing. I felt seriously I was watching a movie with how her voices were so unique.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And so because of that, Jim Dale wasn't like that, So he did a good Hagrid.
Okay.
But other than that one character, I was like, a lot of this sounds so similar to me. It didn't, I didn't have that.
And how did he do the female voices?
Not exciting. Yeah. So, and I mean, you have some main characters that are female, so it's important to be able to hear all the difference.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was anything significant.
Really?
Yeah. But
How did he do Moaning Myrtle?
I don't remember. You remember this?
I mean, these are the questions, Mary. That's quite important. Moaning Myrtle.
I don't remember. But I enjoyed really the experience of listening to Harry Potter, even though I've read the book so many times. I would chuckle out loud, be sitting there on the couch, crocheting and listening, and just all of a sudden be like, and my kid would look at me like, what?
Yeah.
And he's recently read them all, so I was I could tell him what part I was at and whatnot. So while I was reading, my son was on book 6. Okay. So I was listening. I mean, I got up through book 6 in the audiobook, and I stopped since he was on book 6, because there's something major that happens at the end of book 6, guys. I'm sure a lot of you know. And I wanted him to be able to process it without me contaminating with oh, was that from 7? I can't remember, So then I had to wait like 2 weeks while he was finishing book 6 so that I could move on to 7, which was
Okay.
hard for me, but I did it.
That was nice of you.
It was very nice of me. So he's reading 7 right now. I mean, it's a thick book, and he's 12, so he's not done with it. But 7, so heartbreaking. So many big hits, like right in the beginning of the book right away. There's a lot of sadness. And the end of the book, some really heart-wrenching stuff happens. And I was tearful then, too. But believe it or not, I cried a little bit more at the end of book 6 than I did at book 7. Even though there's so much heartache and loss at the end of book 7. I don't know. I think I was maybe just primed for it better because it's a hard book in general. Book 7 is really emotional.
Yeah. Did you speed it up?
1.25 is what I pretty much always do with a narrator. So I didn't go faster than that. I didn't want to rush it. I wasn't like wanting it to be over or anything like that. I was enjoying it.
And were there sound effects?
No. I don't like that. Like door opening stuff. I don't like that. There wasn't sound effects.
Okay.
And then, so when I was done with 7, I right away went to 1 again for the Philosopher's Stone with Stephen Fry.
Okay, so how's that now?
So he's British and he's doing the UK versions. He sounded more like, the happy narrator that's telling a happy tale. And like, he felt kind of like uplifting instead of like, we're in a dark, scary book,
Okay.
And it was cheery. Like, I found myself smiling while I was listening to it. And when he did Harry's voice, because Harry's like a little kid, he's 11 years old, he'd like squeak this little Harry Potter voice.
Okay, so he's doing more.
Yeah, but so his, I felt like, was more probably comfortable for a kid. If a kid's going to listen to an audiobook version, they might want to listen to that version because it's got the chipperness to it,
Okay.
And he also did a really good Hagrid as well.
Okay.
So both of them, I was like, damn, they like know this guy's voice,
Right.
But when he was doing female voices, it was kind of silly. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
It is.
I don't know how January does the male voices.
She's incredible.
All the different accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's nuts.
We're going to keep talking about her because we're so impressed by her.
Right.
I know it's off topic. Sorry. But then the Philosopher's Stone, I wanted to comment on this too because I had never read the Philosopher's Stone before. There's like so many word changes that, you have a British word that like knickerbockers are shorts. Okay. So I looked that one up only because we have a road that's Knickerbocker Road.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, I've heard of knickers. It's like your underwear maybe, right? But I didn't know knickerbockers were shorts. So I looked it up. But like, I know jumper is sweater, so I didn't need to look that one up. But there were so many that I did not even register that I was hearing the British word and that, like, I didn't know what it meant, because I knew what it meant. Like, if somebody got a cart for something and they got a trolley for something, and it didn't make me go, wait, what did they get?
It's close enough.
Exactly. There were so many that I was like, it approximated something that I would know, that it didn't slow me down at all. And then, of course, every time they say the Sorcerer's Stone, they say the Philosopher's Stone instead.
Yeah.
But that was fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, nothing really major different. Yeah. Apparently there were some phrases that were different, too. Like, there's one point when in the American version, Harry gives some snark to Snape in the classroom where he, like, flippantly says something back to him. And he doesn't do that in the UK version. And I didn't realize it when I was listening, but later I Googled, like, what are some differences because I really wanted to understand what I, like, should have been looking for.
Yeah.
And that was one that was pointed out. And so, like, in general, Harry's character ends up being, like, more of a good boy in the UK version, and he's perceived like a little bit more sarcastic and like edgy in the American version.
Oh, I wonder why. What are they trying to say?
I don't know.
Are we like that more? Do they think the audience over here would relate to that more?
Maybe British folks are just a little bit more polite,
Well, they just sound more polite because of their accent.
Maybe.
Wow, interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, but I didn't pick up on it while listening, but then, when I researched it after I saw that, and I was like, very interesting.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so
whatever happened, it worked because we all love Harry Potter.
I know.
Yeah.
So I loved listening to this. And while I was listening to it, I was like, different points I'd tell Joe, oh, this is happening, that's happening. And you were like, oh my God, maybe I need to reread these.
Yeah, it's tempting.
Yeah.
It is.
They are fun.
Okay, so for me, which one would you say for me to listen to? Stephen Fry or Jim Dale?
I'd say probably Jim Dale for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, I enjoyed Stephen Fry. He was fun and bubbly, but I'd say he's more for the youthful listener.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very
Good to know.
fun. Very fun. So I'm curious, are there other people out there that have reread Harry Potter as many times as me? Like, is this unusual that I'm doing this? Or, like, just your favorite book? How often do you reread your favorite book, or do you then listen to it as well? I feel like I might have gone, like, a little overboard, you know?
You're a completionist. This is what you do.
I am. I know.
That's cool.
I know. But now that I've done it, I think I could do it again in a couple years. Like, I do really enjoy it. It's a feel-good read for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against doing it again, you know?
You don't watch the movies as often.
Not as often, no. But I could.
Yeah.
I enjoy them as well.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think of Harry Potter.
If you're enjoying Book Buds, give us a thumbs up.
And share us with your friends.
And subscribe to our channel, Book Buds!
Did you read this book? Let's chat about it.
All right.
How do we wrap up? Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's fucking hot.
It's brutal.
Okay, so I listened to Harry Potter for the first time, like, green dot.
You redo the sound effects.